So what are the kind of other roles involved? So the people who kind of like are interacting with those points of entry here are your requesters. So, and that can be, anyone within your organization who's trying to make a decision or get some information or drive. That could be people outside of your organization too, who are going in and asking questions or needing to understand something. It could also be people who are looking at reports or looking at something and has questions on it, like I don't understand this, and wants to get some more details. Those are your consumers who have questions. It could be the people who are trying to build things and work on things, the analysts and report creators who have a need to have a bunch of data literacy or understanding or decisions around the data. It could also be something that's automatically generated. So the example of this is if you have a data quality monitoring process going on that generates an automatically identified data quality issue because you've got something that social security number is required and suddenly now you've got 10 records that don't have social security numbers where you didn't have before, that can automatically initiate a request for issue resolution on that. Now the requester in that situation is not a human, right? So that changes a little bit on how you handle that from a customer service aspect, but still it's got the same sort of just-in-time perspective. Now it might also be coming from leadership, which is another, those are another form of consumers and requesters, but it's important to understand the executive sponsor nature of that. So the people who are then responding, now you can be both a requester and a steward or whatever, but are your stewards and subject matter experts that are the right people for the right content in the right area, in the right domain to answer those questions if you have them. It might also be, maybe we're talking about an access request or something. So that could be the data system owners or the data tool owners to help people get in. It could be the data governance champions who are just the general people who are in charge of this, or our committee is in charge of data governance who are serving as kind of like the oversight or default people responding to things if they don't have an exec steward. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But people, those requests are coming in, and it can work if those requests are going straight to these people. But in an ideal world, someone's going to sort of search, see if they can find something. If not, they're going to make a request. That request then is going to update the knowledge base and then also interact back to the person saying, oh, we're done. But the point is that the knowledge base is growing with every request. And this is a very, familiar process if you think about sort of IT help desk. The example I always give is I'm a new employee. I got my laptop. I'm working remotely from home. I'm trying to connect and I can't get onto the VPN. I can't get my email to work. Nothing's working and I can't figure that out. Well, what I do is I then, I likely, even if I'm a new employee, I have some knowledge of how to submit the support ticket for problems like this. I submit that support ticket, or I go search for an article on the support system for how to get my VPN working. If I don't find that, I can submit a ticket. That ticket maybe goes directly to the network people or whoever the right people are, or maybe it goes to some sort of oversight group, or our first tier kind of support person who takes it and says, oh, okay, let me see if I can find the right expert, goes and finds that expert, gets that expert to get back to me. They update an article in the knowledge base, and I say, all right, great, that worked, thank you. And then the knowledge base is updated too. So the next person who comes along with the same problem, you can just go straight to the knowledge base. That experience is really what we're talking about, having that same thing happen with data and all the different variety of things.